Hi guys, welcome back. Not been on the water for about a week, so I'm going to do a few maintenance things. One of the maintenance things is the fish tank. Been looking after this last week. I've changed the water about 3 times. It's getting better. The algae is reducing a little bit, but I still need to get a few more shrimps and a few more snails. I did have some snails come in the post. With the weather we've been having, they just was too cold and they were all dead on arrival, so that was no good. So I'm going to go to the fish shop. Now I've got a little bit more time and I'm going to get some snails, and hopefully that'll help reduce the algae problem. I have lost a few over the years. I mean, some of the snails in there are 4 or 5 years old, as is with the Amano shrimps. Amano shrimps are really good as they eat all the algae off all the plants, etc., and keep the algae down in your tank. So that's a really good little tip there. So, but anyway, wingfoiling. So I haven't been out in the water, like I say, for about a week. It's just been too busy at work, and every time I've had a bit of time to myself, there's been no wind, so it's not really been playing ball. So hopefully I'll get out in the next few days because there's a good forecast coming. So we'll hope for that. But in the meantime, I need to make a few leashes because I've got a new wing and I've not got a leash for it, and it's a bit of a pain swapping leash to leash. I know you can put a toggle on the end of it and you could lark's head it on, but I don't quite trust that. You know, it could come off, so I'd rather have a designated leash for each wing just to save all the hassle. And I can make them cheap enough, and I just get Dyneema line off chandlery shops. I use a 4mm. You could get away with a 3mm, but I use a 4mm because I like to put some shock cord through it, which is what most of the companies do. They put a piece of shock cord through so it bunches up. It's not quite as long, but it will stretch that a little bit further. So that's what I'm going to do today. So I'm going to show you a quick brumel slice in a little while, and show you how I do that. I like to put on different ends to them. Kite killer leash that we used to use back in the day when we were flying 2-line kite, and the kite killer really predominantly just goes around your wrist. You can just pop it on like, and what I do on all my leashes is I have 2 of these on. Here's a much better leash. This is a leash that I bought online. I bought this, I think, from Power Kite Shop, and it's Peter Lynn kiteboarding. I used to use them a lot. I used to fly Peter Lynn art kites back in the day when I was on the land. But these safety leashes, as they're called, Peter Lynn kiteboard safety leashes, are very good because they're one of the ones where you can put your hand into the cuff and then you can crank it down, and it's pretty secure, that. And like I said, I do like to run a double one. John, you'll remember him from some of the earlier videos. John lost one of his wings actually from this in the shore dump. I've also used things like this, which is an old leash from a surf leash. Where it goes up into it, where the grub screw comes through, it's not metal there. It is I put a plastic sheath in there as well, so it goes over the plastic sheath, and then I screw the screw back through the plastic sheath so that it doesn't cause any wear and tear on this line. And there's not a lot to this Cocoon one, you know, that's going to easily come off, so I'd rather have a secondary system on there as well, just in case that first one does come off. You could add bits of Velcro onto here to keep this secure as well. I know a lot of people have started to do that. All in all, it just makes a much safer and better system for myself, so that's what I'm going to work on today. So I'll show you a brumel splice. What you do is you get your rope and you're going to open the weave up by pushing it together, and then you're going to get some kind of point instrument. Knit needles work well. This is just an old probe thermometer. You push it through and you're going to attach that end onto there. I use a bit of sticky tape there. Now you can get proper fids for this if you want to buy them, but you know, I don't bother, I just do this. If you have a look on YouTube for brumel splice, you'll see other people showing you how to do this, and they'll probably do a much better job than I'm going to do today, but I'm just going to do the very quick version. So anyway, you put this through here as so, yeah, and you've got your first loop. You want that to the length so you can fit all your wrist leash through it. You push it through, you've got your first loop. So again, I'm going to repeat this in the short end. So the short end there, I've bunched it together, I put through the fid. Then I take the long end, and again, all I'm going to do is I'm going to feed this through. So I'm going to put some tape on it. There you go. So then you pull that part through like so. Make sure you don't twist it. So you've got almost like a figure of 8. So you've gone through it and then gone through the tail. And when you pull these together like this, so you'll see as I cinch these up like this, that will create your brumel. And no matter how hard I pull this, it won't come apart. So that is effectively what you would then lark's head onto whatever you want to lark's head it onto, whether it be your wing or the leash side. So so what you do is you're just gonna work this fid up there, and then you're gonna bury it back in here. But before we do, you want to taper the end of your bury end. Take some strands out. You know, I like to do 2 strands, miss an inch or so, take another 2 strands, miss an inch, take another 2 strands, cut all of those off, and that will give you a nice tapered end. So yeah, work your fid up inside it. When you get towards the end, you need to open up the weave again, just at the end of the fid there, and then it will come through. And do exactly the same as you did before. You're just going to sellotape the end of this onto here and then pull it through. Again, if you've got a fid, the tail will just go inside the fid, which makes it a little bit easier, to be honest with you, and then you just pull it through. But I've never got around to buying all the different ones and the different sizes that you need, because I just don't do enough of this really. I only make a few bits here and there, so this is just my DIY cheap way of doing it really. So, but it works a treat. Again, sometimes you just need to wet it and pull it through. So pull it all the way through till you're out the other side, and then you can take your sellotape off. Make sure you've got no twists in it. You don't want any twists in it, because it's the weave pattern that's pulled together against that creates like a finger trap. And you'll see once you've got that, then you can pull it down like that. And that is your buried splice. There you go, that's a brumel splice. You know, thanks everybody for liking and subscribing to my channel. I'm really stoked with the amount of people that have given me positive comments. I really appreciate any comments. If you've got any comments about how you can make these leashes safer, or any ideas that you've had, please comment and share that with me. You know, I'm always looking for a better way to do things. This is just how I currently do it, and I'm always looking to improve, so any ideas would be really good. This is the new kitten that the boys got. We went to the shop to get a few fish and they ended up getting cat toys instead and got themselves a kitten, so I don't know how that happened, but his name is Ben. I'm sure he'll be featuring in a few of these videos because he's got a bit of a thing for the fish there, and he enjoys watching those for hours and hours on end. I think he really wants to eat them though. So there you go. Anyway, that's the kitten, that's the fish tank, and thanks for watching, guys. I will take over the Wingfoil world with leashes. Dun dun dun. See ya.